Hello, everyone. My name is Dio Morales, host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and I'm coming to you live from the Seattle System Open. We are here in the top four match. We got Blair Bunke of the Scum and Villainy podcast versus Matthew Lee. Blair. Blair is flying his patented 7Z Swarm. We're going to go ahead and start getting those marked up. You see how we have them numbered. Red is going to be for the Tracer Zs. Blue is for your Harpoon Z95s. Matthew Lee bringing a 100-point Poe is what most people would call this. And, yeah, so we'll see how this traverses. Just kind of looking at some of the points breakdowns. Poe is worth 43 points, but he has a 2-point bid in the list, so 45 in the end game. And that's, that's going to take 4 Z95s versus Poe. And, that's not what Blair wants to see. Most likely, Blair's most important target here is to get Poe off the board. The thing about these 100-point lists is that all three of these ships in the list are just, they just kind of suck to attack. Like, you don't really want to attack any of them because you have other things you got to deal with. But I think Poe has to be the priority because I think the Z95s can take, Lorik and the Sheathipede. But here's the thing. Poe does have the Black 1 title, which is going to limit Blair a bit. Mind you, with those thread tracers, you're going to get multiple target locks on there. So he's only going to be able to shrug off one of the Harpoon target locks if that's the case. And looks like we've started already. I didn't hear the clock start. We're just going to go ahead and get the numbers rolling. Now start working on these ships. Get all of their numbers out there. We're gonna go ahead and we'll get our pole out here. There's our poll there at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead, participate. 1 if you think Matthew's going to be has the edge in this game, and 2 if you think Blair's got it. So if the numbers get mixed up, one thing you know is that the 2 alternate paint jobs are Harpoon Zs, and the Black Sun Z95 is also a Harpoon Z. The rest are the thread tracers. I will say, while it's a pain in the butt to mark all of these, it is kind of fun to say, like, red 1, red 2, blue 3. It's very fun. All right. There we go. All of our Z95s are marked. I will try my best to pay attention to all of you guys here in the chat and pay attention to the game and move those numbers around. We'll try our best. Last game I wasn't too great. right, we'll go ahead and gotta move that pole out of the way because that's where Matthew's Poe is. We can make sure we can see that. Go ahead and get that to the top of the screen for a little bit more. All right, so with Ray on Lorik, it's kind of slow rolling. I think just trying to get a feel for where Blair is going to be going here. Matthew's got to be careful not to leave Poe out to dry. So I'm curious to see what Matthew's strategy is going to be here. I think most likely what you want to do is range control and try to, pick off one Z95 at a time. And I think what we're going to see here from Blair is we're going to see him start to create a fan, a kill box, a fan to start forming a kill box later. Thank you to God's Fear #1 for becoming a Twitch Prime subscriber. So we're banking them all towards the board edge. We'll probably get some turn action here. Probably a hard 3, I would guess. So yeah, Blair is trying to, he's sending 3 Z95s here on our, viewers left and 4 on the right here. Trying to create a net for Poe. So Poe looks like he's feigning to head towards the other side of the board. There's the boost, so he's trying to turn it around. And here's the thing, with Matthew disengaging with Poe, like, if Blair can survive and keep 1 Z95, but be able to take out something like Lorik, I think he'd be fine trading for Waiting for that. I got the reset clock here. We're at about 70 minutes. So Blair and Matthew started a little bit early. No big deal, though. All right, 2-turn here. Keeping a nice cascaded formation. And that group on the top can still split off if they want to. Okay, but it's gonna stay straight, see if maybe Poe was faking it. And Matthew moving towards the board edge, anticipating a 3-turn to the left in order to charge up that Ezra stress. The other top 4 game is a Ghost Fan versus Ghost Fan versus, what was it? Versus Vader and 2 rowboats. And, you know, there's a little bit of insight on this list. If you're not familiar with Blair Bunke, he's been flying this list now since the start of regional season, I believe. He's been flying it for a while. Lots of reps in it, for sure. So the advantage that he has been flying this fairly, you know, simple idea of a list, but of course it takes a lot of wherewithal to maximize. You know, he's familiar with a lot of his matchups. He understands formation flying, what he needs to do in order to be successful. So that's why he's doing it. So yeah, our final, we have 4 different lists. We have 3 Rebel lists and 1 Imperial. So Blair setting up here, most likely just going to move straight with that right squadron. And the left squadron probably just going straight as well, I think. Let's move that red 4. Does that corner clear? He might have to go fast with red 4 in order to clear. Four forward, all right. Aggressive move here from Blair. So he's going to try to catch Ezra. And that Z banking in, trying to get some thread tracer action there, staying close. Red 3 moving forward. The 3 gets past the rock. We have a nice wall here of Z95s prepared to fire on whoever enters the net. Poe will be coming around the corner here. We'll probably see that hard too. So Ezra only does the 2-turn, no stress here, but I guess he'll get to shoot first, so it works out. It's going to be a little bit of a target of opportunity here. There's the 2-turn from Poe. And it looks like we declared a target lock on number 3. So here's Poe. Range 3 on blue 3. 3 focuses. Poe needs to decide whether or not he wants to spend it, and it looks like he is. Z95, spend the focus, no damage. So trading a focus for a focus, especially blue 3 most likely doesn't have a shot. Lorik's out of range of most things. And Ezra seems to be in range of maybe 4 Z95s. Red 1, red 2, red 3. I'm not sure about red 4. Going after red 3, stress for stress. That activates Ezra's ability. 2 dice, spends a focus for 2. Because he doesn't need it for defense. He's going to spend it and take no damage. Blair's going to go ahead and start measuring and start formulating a plan. That seems to be just out of red 2. Checking one of his farther ones. So check 4 next, which seems to be in range. Have to make a decision whether or not he wants to pop the tracer here or not. Oh. That seems to be just to be the primary. Hit crit. Evaded. Blair keeps doing that. He rolled the focus. 2 eyeballs, so no damage there. So not spending any of the tracers here. Waiting for a better moment. Honestly, probably waiting for a better target. So Matthew here probably looking to set up the snapshot. He has the 4 forward available with the Hero crew. Blair knows that though. Looking at setup here. I mean, Blair still has a lot of options. He can't turn in with that top squadron there, blue 3, red 4, and red 3. But if he wanted to, he could get that right squadron there and threaten Poe, especially if Matt's feeling really comfortable. He doesn't have a focus anymore. Blair using the alley he has there. You see that rock in the center. Seeing a 2 bank there from red 3. Gets into position there, clears the stress. We'll have the focus. Here's the thing, even with, with Ezra's ability, you can still be quite squishy. But I think the main target here is Lorik. You say, hey, you have selflessness? Okay, we're just going to take you out. Forward from that Harpoon Z95, getting it out of dodge, protecting it from Poe. Getting really aggressive here. I like this play. And I think this is a play for Lorik. No snapshot. Seems to be just out. Three forward here. Also bringing that arc. Bringing that arc to bear. I'm working on spreading out those Harpoon ones, making sure he's at range 3. And keeping blue 2 back a little bit. Ezra going to the left. Lorik is in for a world of hurt. Every single one of Blair's arcs are on Lorik. He's got to reinforce the front. Here comes Poe as support. And we'll see how the dice turn out. Dropping the focus from Ray. And seems to be maybe a range 1 shot. Let's see how many dice he rolls here. Nope, range 2. 3 hits. 2 evades. Takes a shield. On red 3. Sorry, blue 3. Ezra stressing. Spends a focus. Takes 1. All right, so Blair's turn to start making some decisions on who he's going to attack. You can see from here he's thinking. All right, so this is a tracer. And that's going to hit. Every Z95 in range 1 to 2 is going to be getting a target lock. Here come the target locks. Every Z95 gets one. So red 4 shot the tracer. Let's go ahead and harpoon missile coming from blue 2. Yeah, that was a hit already. 2 hits, 2 crits. Only reinforce. 3 shields are gone on Lorik. And it has the harpoon condition. And here's the next harpoon missile from blue 3. That's going to trigger that harpoon condition. Gets an evade, reinforce, takes a hit and a crit, and the harpoon condition, and another harpoon condition. So it's down to 3. We're going to get some splash damage onto Ezra. 1 onto Ezra. 1 onto red 2. See what the crit is. Hit. Crit. Direct hit. Oops, wrong one. So Lorik's down to 2. And here's the last harpoon coming in. Spend the focus for 4. That's going to kill Lorik. Lorik's off the table. So the splash damage is going to happen. 1 to Ezra. Lorik's off the table. Oh, wait, but number 2, you know what, isn't getting a splash because it was just outside of range 1. No, that was a snapshot. What am I doing? Did number 2 take splash? I should have. All right, we're going to assume it did. And number 2 does have range 1 arc on to Ezra. Spending it for 3 hits. 2 evade, 1 gets through. So even though all 3 of those harpoon missiles are spent, what Blair has done is he's taken out Matthew's most valuable defensive piece. Now, Ezra is still very good, but he is bleeding, having only 2 hull left. Blair still has 3 sets of tracers live in his list. That was red 4 who shot that off. We'll go ahead and cross those out. These tracers matter because, you know, being able to have target lock focus shots, even at range 2 and only 2 dice makes a difference. You want to be getting consistently 2-3 hits. Now Blair knows that Ezra is in a very survivable support ship. It can cause a lot of issues with that snapshot ability. So he's going to be looking to minimize that. As you do see, blue 3 is double stressed. And Blair has a lot of things to look at. We're going to go ahead and hide the dice here for a moment. Just got to remember to bring them back up so we can see the board a little bit better. Also, move some of these. Move some of these numbers around. All right, looks like Blair is close. Got so many dials on the board right now. I'll spread out there. It looks all rebel dials everywhere. All right, we're going to start getting some turning around here. The snapshot does not trigger out of the back arc. It's primary arc only, as all secondary weapons are. Common confusion among players. So everything's turning around. Start focus fire Ezra. Ezra's probably looking to go to the left here, but I would suspect that nice little self bump action maybe. Nope. I think we're hopping over. 3K. We're pointing all the weapons at Poe. Might get a snapshot here. Okay, spreads the stress out a little bit. Oops. Forgot to turn the dice back on. Sorry about that, guys. And this Z's coming around the mountain. He knows he's more expensive. Gonna try to come back around on the flank side. Remember, these ships don't have any reposition. But yeah, I feel like this is all set up for Poe right now. Oh, interesting. I think that that Ezra might be on a rock. He is. Clips a rock, no shots. Now, Matthew may have done this. Takes a hit. Down to 1. So that might bait 1 shot away from Poe. Because Poe is definitely going into the pocket here. Poe's sitting there in the middle of the swarm. He's got at least 1, 2, 3, 4 arcs on him. Range 1. Target lock. Focusing for 2. Takes 1 on blue 1. Just a shield. All right. Blue 2 going at Ezra. Spending the focus. Hit crit. That's a dead Ezra. Ezra's off the board. It's Poe against 7 Z95s. Range 1 from blue 1. Just a crit. Safe. Unmodified. Range 2. 1. Safe. Range 3, no damage. Range 3 from 1. 2 hits. Poe for 2 and 1. And he'll dodge that no matter what. Any combination of dice will dodge that. Alrighty, so now here's the question. Which Poe Dameron do we see? Do we see the Poe Dameron that can take out 10 TIE fighters in, like, you know, the matter of seconds? Or do we see the Poe Dameron that takes unnecessary risks and get people killed? Like Ezra and Lorik, who are super dead. All right, here. So, I mean, looking at the tail of the tape and what Blair has left, I mean, he has a lot of health left, and the fact that, you know, each of these Z95s, they spread out the health, and Poe can only shoot 1 a turn. Now, Blair does have a couple issues with some of his ships being multi-stressed. That's going to take some time to deal with, but those are perfect ships to use as blockers, get in the way. Now, asking our viewers if they believe, can Poe do it? Okay, just getting in Poe's way, I think is the plan here. Number 2 is going to turn around. And Poe doesn't have very many places he can go. If he runs, he can't win because he's not shooting. Matthew has to play smart but aggressive in order to have a chance. That 2 bank will clear stress. One forward, clear the stress. Just spreading out the arcs now. R2-D2 is a fantastic card. Matthew's going to have to lean on R2-D2 and auto thrusters to really do the work. Matthew does have the Black 1 title. If Blair chooses to shoot off those tracers, probably would try to use as many of those target locks on the same turn as possible. Here's Poe, 3 bank. That gets him past a few of the arcs. He's still in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boosting gets him out of 2. So we're probably going to see that there. Here's Poe, range 1. 3 hits and a crit into red 1. 2 evades. 2 shields gone. Blair probably choosing whether he wants to fire the tracers here. I think he should just go primary. I think Poe has an escape vector here, so it's going to take, with all the turns, to be able to just shrug off all those target locks. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that matter. All right, here's range 1. Oh, that's a tracer. Poe only has 2 dice, so that's guaranteed to hit. And every ship in that formation is going to be getting a target lock, except for blue 3. Blue 1 does seem to have arc. Range 2 on that back corner. 2 dice. Debating to spend the target lock right now. He's just going to leave it for 1. No damage. Range 1 from number 1. He's got target lock focus. These target locks are a really important commodity because there is a target lock. 2 hits and a crit. Two blanks. Shields are down. Now the question is, we know that Matthew is going to be tempted to regenerate shields here. What can Blair do to keep the pressure on? And what can Matthew do to get away? Like, those are our two opposing sides right now. Looking at Poe's options on greens, we know that he has 1 forwards, 1 banks, 2 forward, 3 forward available to him. I don't think the 2 bank is green, if I'm not mistaken. Just double check. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, he's going to have to go, obviously the forwards, I mean, he could go 1 forward, sure, that doesn't really help. But I'm guessing, you know, Z number 1, number 2 are just they're gonna turn around, do a K turn. We'll see Z95 blue 1 turn to the right. Blue 2 will turn to the left. Red 4 will turn to the right. Blue 3 will probably just try to get rid of that stress. Poe could, I mean, if he's trying to be offensive, he could try 2 Talon roll here. If he wants to stay aggressive, but I don't think that's the play here. Matthew has plenty of time. It's 35 minutes. Yeah, if I'm Blair here, you just have to keep the pressure on. You have to keep the pressure on Poe. The farthest that Poe can do and regenerate is going to be 1 bank plus the boost. To the left or to the right, I would say that if you are confident that Blair's just going to K-turn red 1 and 2, then maybe you go to the left. But what we've seen Blair do in these last few games is, because he has so many ships, is just hedge bets on both directions and then adjust from there. One common question being asked in the chat is how many Z95s need to die in order for Poe to be up on points, and that's 4. Red 1 and 2 are down to 2 hull. Shields are gone, but not really in a place where Matthew can get to them without making an extremely risky maneuver like a Talon roll. Oh, shit. Blair flips the wrong dial. So many dials nearby. Well, now that we know what Poe's doing. Was that a 3 turn to the right? Now, it is stated in the game rules that when players have the same faction, they should put the dials on the cards to avoid this issue, especially with so many. That might have been a good idea, at least for Matthew, to not have his dial on the table with all those. It's an accident. Happens. I mean, Blair doesn't have any repositioning, so it barely matters. Does matter for action selection. I mean, most of the time they're going to be focused anyway. Here comes blue 1. Probably also K-turning. No, sorry, this is red 4. Just getting things placed back in the right spot. That was red 4. Looks like these were just kind of getting reset here. So, kind of more, he does have, Blair has arcs pointed to the left and the right side. Looks like that Z just moved fast to get as far as he could. It was a attempt in the K turn, doesn't fit. Carries a stress. The 2 bank next turn will clear it. All right, Poe on a disengage vector. He does have red 1 and 2 on his tail. Probably boost here to get rid of red 2's target lock. There's a boost. Does he remember the black 1 trigger? He does. No, he just handed him the wrong one. Hit crit. Safe. Hit crit. Auto thrusters. And I'll be right back. I'm going to get a damage update. Okay. Back on here. So with 26 minutes left, what Blair is looking to do is he's looking to create consistent pressure onto Poe so that Matthew feels like he cannot turn around and shoot. Now, Matthew did a wonderful job calling that 3 bank early and getting past 3 arcs and just like arc dodging all those, which is awesome. Now, Blair knows that in order to do significant damage to Poe, 3 dice is really what's needed. So Blair's going to want to be in range 1. Oh. Red 2, move it over. Applying the target lock. Again, consistent pressure. If you can keep forcing Matthew to boost, that means Poe isn't target locking. And it probably means that Poe is moving away, which Matthew's absolutely fine with. That Z95 got knocked a little bit. Doesn't super matter. 3K there from Blue 2. Two bank away. Blair protecting that Z95. Bring it back around. Blue 1 turning around and probably going to get red 3 banking to the left here. There it is. So what we'll probably get in a couple turns is red 3, blue 1, and blue 2 converging along with 2, 1, and 4 kind of doing a pincer here. So there's the boost. That'll remove the scale, that target lock from red 2. And that seems to be range 3 or range 2 obstructed. So Blair will have 3 dice. Pocus is up, no rerolls. There's 3. Spends a focus, only gets one on red 3. Range 2. Debating whether to spend the target lock. Spends it, just one. Pose ability, letting him ride. So that opportunity right there to get some damage. Not happening. Poe does have a shield back. So 21 minutes left. Blair still has shields on quite a few ships. Red 4, blue 1, blue 2. Thing is that those are behind Poe. So their job is to do damage right now, or try to do damage. All right, marking that Z, making a hard turn. It is interesting to see that essentially Poe's ability is the Force. So Force user confirmed. The Force when talking about 2nd edition. Force user confirmed right there. It's true, all of it. Oh, put the wrong Z on the marker. Yeah. Number 54. I don't know the numbers that he actually uses. I have to make my own system. Yeah, he picked up the wrong one when he marked it.
It was that one. It got moved way back there.
Yeah, they ended up fixing it.
If they fix it, yeah,
it's close enough.
Exact spot.
Yeah, it's close.
Oh, wait.
K turn from blue 3. See, I like these moves by Blair because what he's doing is if Poe is on a vector to get shots. Hey, Robin! All right, so we will have the Vader and double boats in the final. He beat the Ghost Sven, but Poe going one forward, gets a shield back. He'll get a range 1 shot on red 3. He's boosting forward to get rid of one of those target locks. So he still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships shooting him if red 3 doesn't die. Actually, he's changing the target lock. That he's pulling off. Ooh, that's going to do it. That's a dead Z95. Red 3 taken off the table. And then there were 6. So looks like we have a question about something. I'm not sure what the question is. Judge making a call here. 1, he's got a target lock. Massaging the dice for 2. Posability, safe. All right, here's red 2. Looks like blank focus, nothing there. Red 4, range 3, hoping to dream. Range 2 obstructed. Just 1. Poe left his pile of target locks there. Yeah, Poe this next turn probably, he has a risk to be blocked. Blair needs to play it safe with blue 3. So blue 3 only has 2 hull left. So just kind of looking at positioning here, most likely, red 1 might be able to zoom forward 4 and avoid that rock. Just giving health updates on all the Z95s to his opponent right now. As Matthew asked. Red 2 probably just going to 1 bank behind red 1. Red 4 should be coming up fast. Might move to the right if he's trying to cut Poe off at the pass. Blue 1 is in the best opportunity to get a block. One related but random thought is, I wonder what Poe's ability is going to be in second edition, because I don't think it's going to be the same. I think it's been proven to be very, very good. I mean, it is essentially the Force, unlimited Force, depending on how many shots you got coming in on you. So that too hard there, it covers the one bank. So one bank to the right is blocked. The one forward would mean no shot. Blue 3, nice and casual, making sure he has a focus for defense. Blue 2, threatening if Poe can somehow get inside of range 1 there. Here's what I talked about with red 1. It's got enough room there. Oops, sorry about that. Enough room to really zoom up, especially if he bumps that hard the one bank. Oh, interesting. I wasn't expecting him to go to... I think he's trying to give some support to blue 2. I can see that. And we'll probably see a 4 forward here. Oh, no. We're going to continue going to the right. We're trying to catch Poe in 2 turns. I see what you're doing, Blair. I see. I see. Now, Matthew. Let's see if he stays on the regen train. Looks like a 3 forward or a 2 forward. That would be a 2 forward. So sitting at range 1 of red 1 with no shots. He'd have to bank to the right into a couple of arcs. Target lock being removed from 47. All right, range 2 shot at the Z95. Takes 1, still has 1 alive. Still has 1 health, excuse me. That was on to blue 3. Now Blair has 3 shots into Poe. Hoping to threaten these shields in order to get Matthew to commit to regenning. 1. Safe. Range 1 shot. Spends a focus for 3. That should get something there. That's a shield. Now he's at 2. And hit crit. Takes another shield. So down to 1. Nine minutes left. A lot of ships still left on the table for Blair. Matthew is doing a commendable job finding ways to avoid being blocked, choosing the right maneuvers. Both of these players are playing very high level right now. Even though Matthew, got Ezra and Lorik, unfortunately taken out very early in the game, he is doing a good job maneuvering Poe. All right, here we go. So again, Blair is trying to get a block here on Poe. If he can get a turn where Poe doesn't have a shot, that's really going to move the win condition towards Blair. Because it's a reality. The clock is going to be the factor in this game. It's going to determine the winner. And Matthew's going to have to be really aggressive in order to get that done. Matthew may have chosen to peel out here to the left, but I think that, you know, I don't think that's enough enough time to get Matthew back into the game. So blue 2 threatening there. Let's go ahead and get all these moved around. And Poe just disengaged. He's in range 1. He's going to have to boost. See that mixed up. And honestly, I think with 5 minutes left in the game, I think the fact that Matthew doesn't have any shots, that's going to be game. Just with the amount of time it takes to move the 6 ships on the board, or 7 with Matthews, plus dials. This might just be a lack of awareness of time. But Matthew has had an uphill climb since his 2 support ships died. So that's going to be a shield on Poe. Down to 1 shield. There's a range 2 shot, it looks like. No damage there. And we have 4 minutes and 47 seconds left. We don't have more than 1 or 2 turns left in this game. See, Blair's a nice, good place. He already has 2 out of the 6 down. And it looks like we're set to go. Oh, we're missing 1. Red 4 still has a shield. And here we go. 2 turn. That's red 3. saying red. Blue. Wow, colors are hard. Blue 2. Covering the K turn. Say one of these things that Blair is very good at is making sure that none of his ships bump unless it's on purpose. Like, it's really masterful flying. He is definitely on today. Two minutes left on the clock, depending on how long dice rolling takes. We might get one more round, but this could be it. But I don't think Poe cannot kill 3 ships in 2 turns is the issue. No, that's game right there. Boosting away, not having any shots. You see Matthews picked up the pace a bit. I think at this point, Matthews just playing it out. I'm sure he's aware of the time. Misses from red 1. Sorry, from blue 3. Here's red 1. Just 1. Miss. Range 1 from red 4. Spends it for 2. Takes a shield on Poe. Shields are down. Range 2. And we're at dials. So, I think we can officially say that we're going to see Blair Bunke versus, getting his name here, Robin. I'm forgetting Robin's name. Robin is super pumped up. He's walking around. He's got headphones on. We'll have a Z95 Swarm versus Darth Vader and 2 heavy laser rowboats. This is a game where every ship has arcs. We have no turrets. My favorite kind of game. It's going to be a fantastic final. Let's go ahead and start sharing this around. Get it on the forums. Get it in your local groups. This is going to be one not to miss. This is going to be a great ending to this System Open series this season. So Blair, I think just doing playing conservative, nothing risky needs to be done here. I think he wants to try to kill Poe, though. I mean, I get it. Why not? I don't have an exact time when the final is going to start, but I'm sure that we'll give the players a short break, and then we'll get started. I'll get you the time as soon as I have it. Okay. I'm going to predict about 10 minutes in between, maybe a little more. But we'll find out. These guys have already played 3 rounds. We might even get a lunch break. I'm not entirely sure. But I could see Robin here. He's pumped up to play. Blair's in the zone. I wouldn't be surprised if they just forego the lunch break and just go for it. Poe. Looks like he does a Talon roll. Or was that a 2-turn? Talon roll. Turned around to meet his maker. Now maybe if he was Dengar, but Poe's not Dengar. I want to thank everybody for joining us this weekend. This is our top 4 match. I think Matthew's doing the math here. Playing it out to play it out. Range 1. He'll take a Z95 with him. Blue 3. Range 2 in the Poe. Poe doesn't have his focus. 2 hits. 2 cards. You might actually get Poe. Down to 1. 2 hits. 1 blank does it. And that's the game. Poe taken out there on the last turn of combat. I'm super excited for this final. I hope you are. We got 7 Z95s versus Darth Vader and 2 rowboats. Go ahead, share it out, text people. This is going to be a game you don't want to miss. Blair Bunke versus Robin. I'll get his last name, of course. Need it for the stream. I'm going to find out how much time we have left. And, of course, thank you to our sponsor for this round and this whole weekend, Curl Paw Creatives. Thank you to Cascade Games. You can see all of Curl Paw Creatives stuff they have for sale on their Etsy shop. You can see you have the 2.0 templates and tokens here. This is just a preview of the tokens. They haven't been officially released quite yet. And patrons, we have upcoming our Howl Runner alt art, a bunch of other ones, but this is the new reveal for this weekend. And of course, don't forget to hit that Twitch Prime button every 30 days. I'll be back.